What's going on, people? It's your man the YB back once again. Big shout out to my doggy user HZB672179 100% for coming through on boosting up the coins. So I got a crazy leak for you, man, today. Right? No one heard before. Simon the Shill Jordan, the football pundit. Yeah, the moody, failed football managing pundit turned boxing pundit, sucking off the IFBB Pro, the International Federation of Boxing Bulls. Some people say boxing bulls, some people say big bulls, some people say bodybuilding bulls. Whatever way you cut it, this is for the IFBB Pro belt. It's not for the IBF. They got a bit confused, but anyway, we're gonna allow that one. 2-2s. It's one thing to back this fight, but the way that Simon Jordan, and I've got a video coming later on in the week, yeah, the way he carry on right now. Simon, just say you want to blow Prince Turkey, Sheikh Mohammed bin Salman. Yeah, that's what you want to do. You trying to get on now. Simon been sucking Tyson Fury off. Yeah, I expect Tyson Fury to beat Usyk in the next fight. Like, it's the 360 for me. Yeah, just because you talking to Spencer Brown now, and whatever else you're trying to get back on side. I can't stand these cats. Simon Jordan's meant to be independently wealthy, and he just shilling now. He's selling out. Anyway, he slags off Usyk and tells us that Anthony Johnston and Daniel Dubois are the deserving champions, and they won that belt. I kid you not. Listen to the bars from this cornball, this goof troop. Top goof troop, for sure.
We'll remember this one.
Please spare me.
Oh, God, absolutely. We'll remember this one because we've got a great fight card, but at the top of that fight card is an intriguing heavyweight fight between the newly installed and quite frankly deserving champion Daniel Dubois, because he should have really been fighting Hrgovic for the IBF anyway. So he's beaten Hrgovic. So the people that say that maybe he handed the belt, he should have been fighting Hrgovic for the IBF strap anyway. So he's pretty much won it by definition. So he's the champion against Anthony Joshua.
Won it by definition. Daniel Dubois. I'm not coming at Daniel. This wasn't Daniel's fault, people. I've done a whole bunch of videos on it. I ain't fixing to explain to you low IQ. So listen. YB, you're being intelligentist. Oh, YB, you picking on people who got 40 IQ points. No, I'm not. Yes, someone, people, categorically, statistically, someone out there, a whole bag of man, in fact, if there's 8 billion individuals, a couple billion of you, man, have lacking IQ. That's not your fault. Nonetheless, though, it don't take much to bang one of the YB's videos on, and I'll explain to your slow ass why this is a fake moody belt that was orchestrated by the Desert Diddy, DAZN, Eddie Hearns, and Team AJ. Daniel Dubois, the crux of it is, Daniel Dubois said, I want AJ for the belt I've got now, which was the interim championship. It was Team AJ, Eddie Hearns, every day, we're not fighting Dubois unless the Desert Diddy fixes it for us. 2-2s, I did a video recently, Eddie Hearn confirms Turkey was pivotal in backing the heist. Yeah, he was pivotal in backing the coup against the reigning undefeated champion. No doubt about it. This was a political coup, people. Yeah, if you, man, again, you can't help yourselves. You low IQ. That's not your fault. Yeah, some people are blessed with no IQ, like you, man, there, who can't work this one out. Can't read between the lines. In fact, there's no lines to read between. Dubois ain't beat no one, Simon Jordan. Yeah? Shildon. Listen, Simon Shildon. Yeah? Simon Shildon. Go back to football. Go and blow another football club up. How about that? Listen, Simon. Stop talking boxing and take your ass back to Division 2 or wherever it was and go and make one of them clubs fold again. That's what you need to focus on. That's your talent. Simon Shildon's talent is not talking boxing. It's making mid-level Division 2 teams go under. That's what he's known for. Let's call a spade a spade. That's his claim to fame. I took a mid-level moody Division 2 or 3 football club and it flopped when I was there. That's what I'm known for. I kid you not. Mum's life, yeah. If someone said, YB, what do you know Simon Jordan for? I can't tell you, oh, he in business. That's not what I've heard. That's not what comes to mind. He a talking head on TalkSport, primarily. But before that, he flopped somewhere. Yeah? Anyway, listen. This ain't a personal attack. Simon's doing better than me. Simon, listen, there could be 1,000 YBs, yeah? And in terms of coin, if you took the YB and times it by 1,000, one Simon Jordan is better than 1,000 YBs. Nothing about that. Nonetheless, though, integrity and the facts of the situation is irrelevant of how much coin you have, yeah? How much coins you've been paid by the Desert Diddy to get your booty hole tickled, allegedly, reportedly, some people might say. You see that one there? And the fact is, to take your shilling having ass on this screen, Simon Shilden, and sit there and say Dubois is the deserving champion, knowing it was a political coup that put him in that position. Dubois didn't even want it. He didn't. He did not. Dubois, I never once heard Dubois say, I want that belt. He was interim champion against Hrgovic. And he was happy. I didn't hear nothing from him. All I heard from Dubois was, I want AJ. And in fact, even though Eddie Hearn and Frank Warren are getting on like a house on fire, even Frank Warren was saying, AJ, stop being a pussy. Yeah, we know you got that creamy one between your legs. That's what Frank Warren said to the video on it. Frank Warren said to Johnston, Lord Johnston, MBE Johnston, we know you got a creamy one. You got a creamy one between your legs, and we fixing to get a taste of that. That's what Fish Eyes said. That's what Bricktop said, for sure. So that in itself, Bricktop wasn't saying, oh, we're going to talk to Turkey, and if we can get it for the IBF belt, we're going to... No. Bricktop was putting it on Johnston. Talking about the consistency and the texture and the flavour of the thing between his legs. And Frank Warren said it's sweet. The pussy's sweet, is what Frank Warren said. Not my words. That's what happened. I did a video on it. You got the cream, AJ. That's what he said. AJ, you got the cream. The pussy got the cream. 100%. So, that's what happened. So, knowing that, knowing the facts, yeah, to then come on the internet, onto your Moody Talk Sport TV show, and sit there and say, Dubois is the deserving champion. Critiques of the way he spun it. Oh, I can't believe anyone critiquing this is delusional. He's obviously, and it's worse for... Simon Jordan's worse, yeah, because he doesn't just say things that are dumb, right? That's dumb to say Dubois is a deserving champion. It's dumb to say Dubois decisively won the title. That's dumb. But then to spin a whole yarn behind it. Well, you know, Hrgovic and this and Hrgovic was that. Hrgovic got punched up. The man who had the claim to the IBF got punched up by another dude who got punched up by the champion, Usyk. Got stopped. Yeah? Alexander Usyk put the BLM into dude. Big facts. Yeah, if someone BLMs you off, if you see the YB get BLM'd off, yeah, you best believe you could never call me a champion. I'm consistent. You never see me do that one there. Yeah? If I'm fighting someone and they BLM me off, I could never a year later take their belt and say, oh, I'm the champ. Even if it was a vacant belt, I'd still feel like I need that get back. Right? I'd take the belt and say, listen man, this belt's moody. We all know Usyk made me get on my Colin Kaepernick. I can't really hold this belt like that. Yeah? Then it becomes a I want you bad Usyk campaign. And I think that's what Dubois would do, to be fair. If Dubois smokes AJ, he'll go on a campaign, and Dubois would have done that with the IBF. Dubois would have, if Dubois can beat AJ, he'd have beat AJ for the IBF interim, and then he would have said, Usyk can come for you next. That's how it should be. Respectful. That's true respect. Not the fake humble, the fake roadman, Johnston respect. Oh, respect, stay humble. Stay humble. And you've acted. This wasn't the case, people, where the IBF made the decision. If the IBF made the independent executive decision to strip Usyk, and Johnston had no play in it, there was no military coup, yeah, there was no Desert Diddy coup going on, you could say, well, he just a passenger, which is what some low IQ Anthony Johnston stands believe. Oh, no, why be you AJ here? Had nothing to do with him. Oh my god, you man are blind and or deaf. And or can't interpret information spark in front of your face. That's what you can't do. Yeah? He politicked for that belt. That's what he did. Oh man, stay humble man, stay this, stay that. More time, you dare. Oh no, I want his belt, I want that, I want this belt. No, it's whack. Get him out of here. Get Johnson out of here. I ain't trying to hear no more from Johnston. But this cornball here, Simon Jordan, man, he pissed me off. I ain't gonna lie to you, man. Yeah? Oh yeah, he was... Yeah, he deserved it. Listen, I like Dubois. It's not Dubois' fault, as I keep stressing, but come on now. Let's focus on what Simon Jordan said. Dubois is the deserving champion. Wow. The best you can spin this is, well, Dubois just got the belt. That's how I'd spin it. He got the belt, essentially. Right? That's the best you can do to explain how he got that belt. If you want to be a shill, unbiased shill, and kind of have a little bit of integrity, the best you can say is he woke up with a belt. Yeah? That's the best you can do. But to sit there and say, no, he beat this guy, and he deserves it, and you can't... The way Simon said it, it's like it's undeniable. You can't deny. All the haters out there are saying it's a fake belt. It's undeniable he won that belt. And you got Usyk out here. Now, the reason this is happening is because it's obvious the Desert Diddy, he don't like Usyk for whatever reason. And I get it. I don't think it's personal. It's more to do with the Desert Diddy, he liked the big bulls. You need to be 240, 250 plus to get in the mix with the Desert Diddy. He ain't interested. If you're 225 like Usyk, it's not the same. He liked the big bulls. Tyson Fury 260, Johnston 240, 250, Dubois 240, 250. And he wants to make AJ versus Fury, hopefully. You heard already. Turkey saying, Usyk, get training, we're coming for you. We've got a special plan for you. We've got the special Martin Carefoot Moody Boar meat for you. Because them Saudi man got a whole bag of technology out there. They probably got some genetic altering. I don't even think, even if they genetically altered Tyson Fury, unfortunately, the genotype his father has passed down is impregnable. Yeah? Listen, people. The top Saudi technology cats, yeah, they could work 10 years on Tyson Fury's DNA. But John Fury's genetics are so dominant that you can't alter them. They just find a way to fall back in place. Yeah, the skinny legs, the no chops, the no power, the slapping hands. It'd find a way to always lean back there because they're just dominant genes. Yeah, super dominant. They ain't going nowhere, so he got no hope. Yeah, Tyson, you can do all the moody genetic altering you want in Saudi. Yeah, your chops are still your chops, and unfortunately your dad is still your dad, which means your genes are still your genes. Oops. Yeah, but it is sickening to see that this narrative is being put in place. Just call a spade, Simon. Yeah, the spade is in this situation. Usyk's not... Well, people say it's not entertaining, but he was the only one making a fight against Tyson. That's the truth. He came out round one and knocked the shaitan out of him. So yeah, traditionally Usyk isn't exciting, but really when I've looked back here, the Dubois fight, he stopped him. Fury, he half stopped him. Johnston, he almost stopped him twice, if I'm honest. Certainly the first fight, AJ all bent out of shape, falling back on the ropes. He's actually become more dominant at heavyweight somehow. Somehow. So it's not fair at this point. That Fury versus Usyk fight was entertaining. We saw Usyk get hit. We saw Usyk come back. We saw Usyk hit someone. We saw Usyk knock someone out. And the authorities had to step in and save his ass. So this is something else. Yeah, there's others' agendas at play. This is about the bulls, the bucks. Certain man, they want a buck. Yeah? If you're in them communities, if you're in them zesty wife, buck and bull communities, yeah, the cuckolds. No one, all due respect, no one is going to pick the phone up here and bring Usyk in. Yeah? If you're a cuck, you ain't going to... Come on. If you're a cuck, who are you going to call? It's not going to be Usyk. It's not. And that's the kind of vibe I'm getting here. Yeah? Usyk's good, but he's not that. You want the bull. You want the Johnston. You want the Dubois. The Fury. He's big at least, you know what I'm saying? He's soft. Ain't no one calling him Fury either, but you get the point. He got the weight. And there's something in human psychology. Big is fascinating. I'm watching a documentary recently about rhino horns and about all these mad things people do. They're like, oh, I'm gonna take a rhino's horn off and drink the bone and drink the marrow and it's gonna make me strong. It's 'cause people are fascinated with big things for whatever reason. That's what is. There's some people. The angle is certainly not the preservation of pure boxing, is it? Because if it was, Turkey would be backing Usyk, anti-coup. He'd have been paying the IBF not to strip Usyk, which is a fact. Something like that happened, people. Because before, even Simon Jordan said, well, Hrgovic should have fought Dubois for the IBF anyway. Yeah, but he didn't. Why didn't he? The IBF went to strip Usyk after the Fury fight, and Usyk challenged it, and the IBF upheld Usyk's challenge. And that's why it's for the interim. So how do you go from interim champion versus Hrgovic to full champion when the circumstances of the champion Usyk hadn't changed? In May, when the IBF granted Usyk's challenge, In May, when the IBF granted Dubois versus Hrgovic for the IBF interim year, it was obvious Usyk was going to fight Fury in Q4. So what changed 3 weeks later to make him the full champion? To make Dubois the full champion? Nothing. But a political coup occurred, people. That's the only rationality. If it was about YB, it's nothing to do with Johnson. It was the IBF. It was the IBF. If it was the IBF, they'd have ruled against Usyk in May and said, no, December's too late. And give Dubois for the title the first time against Hrgovic. They didn't. They was happy with that interim. Until Eddie Hearn started politicking. And even then when Eddie Hearn was politicking, it wasn't clear then. Which again shows you, if the IBF had already made a decision, yeah, they'd have stripped Usyk bum. Why would Eddie Hearn have to keep saying, oh, we're having talks, we're trying to convince the IBF and we're not going to fight without it and Turkey wants it as well, and it wouldn't happen, would it? If the IBF was so strict and so independent, it was their choice, it'd be bum. Nothing to talk about. Anyway, it's sad to see this situation. People are saying, why you keep going about it? This is why though. Look at this now. Yeah? This is why there's supposed to be precedent. Things are supposed to be upheld. You won the belt, you keep the belt until it's undeniable. Look at Canelo. Look how many chances Canelo's had to be undisputed, if that makes sense. They give him every chance. Too much chance. If anyone should be stripped, it should be Canelo. He don't fight no one, really. But then Crawford becomes undisputed after fighting Spence, and they strip him. Like, what the fuck? Strip him for who? Usyk gets stripped. Strip him for who? 2 dudes he beat 3 times. He beat 2 guys 3 times, and you stripping him. It has to be precedent. And then when you have a situation like this occur, and people are building a narrative to support that, that's what it frustrates me. Let's call it a spade. That's a robbed belt. You did not earn it. But Joe Public, yeah, will turn Talk Sport on and say, yeah, this is the real belt, and they'll spurt his lines off. Yeah, it's the real belt. It's undeniable. He's the champion. Simon, this situation is the definition of deniable. If you was ever going to deny someone being a champion, this isn't the case. Usyk's come out and said, I'm taking a year off. If that was the case, I'd agree. This isn't the case. Usyk messes around and it's probably going to be 2 years before he fights again. This isn't the case. Usyk's doing a carrot top and fighting bums and trying to duck the top competition. Usyk going in the back-to-back, top, bull after bull after bull. Yeah? And Usyk, he bulling all their man off. Alexander Usyk, he bulled off AJ twice. He bulled off Daniel Dubois. He bulled off Tyson Fury. He's doing everything he can. What could he do more at this point to keep his belts? And someone made a good point. They said, it's actually Tyson Fury's fault that Usyk got stripped. And I agree. Hadn't really thought of it, but it's true. Why? If Usyk had fought, if Fury had turned up in, the fight was supposed to be in December at one point. Then it was February. If Fury had turned up in February, then Dubois and Hrgovic wouldn't have been till December, and the Fury versus Usyk rematch would be in July. So he definitely wouldn't have been stripped if the IBF only had to wait till July for the Fury trilogy to be, or the Fury double to be concluded. But it's Fury's fault. Usyk's been there every time he turn up. No pulling out, no messing about. I'm sure he doesn't feel it's impossible. It's statistically impossible for someone to feel great every time. Anyway, people, let me know your thoughts. Smash the like button, subscribe. Let off the bell. No doubt about it, people. Stop it.